Welcome back to another YouTube tutorial. This tutorial is the Valentine special tutorial look, and that look is the Plouise Makeup Academy recreation. The Shannon makeup artist just recently done the Valentine day look, so that's the recreation of that look. So if you want to know how I create this look, keep on watching.
Come, we must never stop the way, yeah. Birds chirping and I hear my name.
I'm gonna first carve out her eyebrow with the Plouise base, and then buffing out the edges with the buffalo brush. And I'm leaving the eyebrows like I'm gonna shape up the eyebrows later, because that look is more of a bushy eyebrow, so I'm not going to do the eyebrow at the moment. Now I'm taking the Secret Sinner palette. The shade that I'm using is the Love Struck with the small fluffier brush. I'm going to start off by mapping out the shape like a half circle shape around the eye, around the socket of her eyes, and I'm taking this eyeshadow towards the middle of the eye. I'm not going to take this eyeshadow all the way inside of the eyes, and then I'm going to blend out the edges with the same kind of a brush with the Camel eyeshadow by Bobbi Brown. And then after blending it out with the clean fluffy brush, I'm going to buff out the edges, smooth out the edges, so I maintain the rounded circular shape. And then going back with my step, and then going back to blend out the Camel eyeshadow above the Love Struck eyeshadow. And then after that, I'm going to take illamasqua vapour eyeshadow with the bigger fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend out further towards the eyebrow, towards the front of the eyebrows, and then around the shape that I created with the Love Struck. And then I'm going back with my steps. I'm going to repeat all the steps again, then like building the Love Struck eyeshadow again and bringing back the Camel eyeshadow back again, because when we're going to buff out the transition color, we sometimes lose the intensity of darker colors. Now I am going to apply the Inglot gel liner in her waterline, and then what goes up must go down. I'm taking the Love Struck eyeshadow to her lower lash line and blending it out, and then after applying the Love Struck eyeshadow, I'm going to blend out Love Struck with the Camel eyeshadow with the same kind of a pencil brush. For this look, I'm using the same kind of a shape brush, but like extra, like the fluffy brush, the small fluffy brush. I'm using the same type of a fluffy brush for all the steps. Now I'm cleaning out the eyelid with the small shader brush, and I'm taking a little amount of concealer like the Plouise base, and then just tapping out on her eyelid to clean out any of the eyeshadow. And then I'm taking the Hallucination eyeshadow from Topshop. I think this eyeshadow is discontinued, but anyway, Shannon used the Topshop shuffler card, which I couldn't find it at the moment. I do have the shuffler card, but I don't know where I could lost it. So I'm using the Topshop shade. This is also a dual chrome pink or purpley kind of a shade. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this shade without applying any glue with the shader brush. I'm going to apply the NYX glitter primer, just a little amount, packing on top of the Topshop eyeshadow that I applied. And then I'm going to use a shader brush and using Plouise pigment in the shade Gold Digger on top of that, and just like buffing out all over where I applied the Topshop eyeshadow to give a more like a galaxy glittery effect. And now I am applying the Inglot gel liner just close to her lash line, and then smudging out with the Urban Decay Black Out, and then further blending out with the Love Struck eyeshadow to give like a brown smoky liner effect. And then I'm going back with my step, and then again I'm going to apply the gel liner again to the close to the lash line to even intensify the black um, black smoky effect. And yeah, the priming face, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream and the PS Beauty Strobe Cream, mixing these two things together and applying it with a buffing brush to buff out all around her face and neck. And for the foundation, I'm using the Nars Glow foundation, and her face is way too lighter than her neck, so I'm going for a couple of shades darker foundation to match her neck. And what I do is just tap on my brush to set the base the way I usually do. And after doing the base, I'm using the Tarte concealer in the shade light sand, and what I do is apply the concealer under the eye, bridge of the nose, q-tips, and the chin and the forehead, buff out the concealer, and then going back to my foundation brush to blend out the edges. And now now I'm going to set the concealer with the Lauramercier translucent setting powder. Now to contour her face, I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Tan. I'm going to contour her face, the jaw line, and the nose, forehead, creating like a tree shape. And after doing that, I'm going for the highlighter part. I'm going to use the Doll Beauty highlighter in the shade Pretty Little Glow and mix with the Topshop eyeshadow that I use on her eyelid to give her like a pinky dual tone kind of effect. And for cheek, I'm using the Amour eyeshadow from the Secret Shimmer palette to give her like a pinky, rosy pinky blush. And for her lips, I'm going to listen my heart. I'm going for the red lip combo because I feel Valentine look is incomplete with red lipstick on. However, Shannon did the nude lips, so it's totally up to you guys. If you want to go for the nude lips, you can go with it, but I definitely go with the red lip. So what I use is the MAC Ruby Woo lip liner, and in the middle I'm filling the lips with the MAC Bengal Tiger lipstick on. And you guys messaging me that you couldn't find the Bengal Tiger lipstick on the MAC stores. I think that shade is discontinued. You might get a Jordana Tisha Paint. The Town liquid lipstick is quite similar to that. And I'm now going to highlight the eyebrows, and brow bone, and the inner tear duct area with the same highlighter. And then with the Brow Soap by the Brow Soap brand, I'm literally brushing her eyebrow hairs upward, and then using the NYX Brow Gel Mascara on her eyebrows. And that's what I use to create like a bushy eyebrows effect on her eyebrows. And she do have a quite good hairs, eyebrow hairs. And that's the finished look of the Valentine Shannon recreations, the Shannon makeup artist recreations. I hope you like this tutorial. And I did lashes and mascara off the camera. For the lashes, I stacked together two different style of lashes. One is more like a wispier one, and one is more like a fluffy curly one. So yeah, that's the finished look. I hope you like this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Savannah.